Right, who doesn't like a nice picnic? Now, we have fitted the picnic table to the back of our Defender, and I'll see if I can pull up a picture from when we've been camping. And it takes our Coleman stove, and it's been invaluable. It's dead useful. And I did a video of how to buy the Amazon Jeep rear picnic table generic kit, and we mucked about and modified it. I think George and I did that, and we've been managing it for a while. But some people said, Simon, can you make some brackets and make it so we can just buy the Amazon kit and put all the bits together we need, and a little video so that we don't have to go drilling and messing about. So we have done that. We have tried to do that. So this video is how to fit a generic Jeep table to the back of your Defender with our kit. Now, if you don't want to buy our kit and you want to do it yourself, watch our other video and I'll put it there. I can't remember which way round it is. Hello, sheep. Right, so that's all good. Right, so let me show you what you should end up with. You should end up with something roughly looking like this. Now, bear in mind, this is my table and we've used it, and I'll show you some of the areas where we went wrong and how the kit should help solve that. So we originally, these brackets that you got in the kit, I had to cut them, and you end up with something a bit horrible looking. So we've designed these new brackets, and we've rounded the bottom corners and stuff here. And the other thing I found difficult was, the other cool thing we did with the kit was we created these two stoppers here. So we replaced the two screws at the top with these connector nuts, and you'll see this in the video, and then these two rubbers came in the kit. So we had a little bump stop, and then we've used these, and we'll put these in the kit. But the thing we found difficult was drilling these two holes in the right place. And we've tried putting paint on the end, but we got young Zach to knock us up a template. So in the kit, and we'll go through the kit in a minute, that's the kit. We've got a template, and to make it easier of to where to drill your holes in your Amazon template, we've done a little kit, and you can then mark and drill those exactly there. Make sure you get it right. So there we go. A couple of interesting things to note. Now on these brackets, I've put 3 holes. You'll notice at the side there are 3 holes. Now the reason I've done that is these lengths of straps were different on the one I bought. The left and the right strap were slightly different. So you can see when I mount them in the middle hole, one of them's loose. So I've allowed it there so you can mount it and it gives you slightly different angle, or if your thing's a different length, you can play with it. So there we go. This is another little mod I did, was these are little ball joints for gas springs. You see these gas springs here, and I put those on, and I could hang my tea towel and my utensils on there, and it doesn't get in the way. Right, so what is in the kit? So you will have to buy yourself a generic Amazon Jeep kit. Is there any part numbers on there, Tyler?
There's a barcode.
There's a barcode, look at that. So they all seem to be, so I've just gone and bought another one. There you go, BJ0046, get yourself one of them.
Boris Johnson.
But I bought this one 6 months ago and just bought whatever was cheap on Amazon, and I just bought another one, and we're going to see, is it the same as this one? Because obviously it somewhat relies on the Amazon kit. But right. So what have you got in the kit? So you've got your template, we understand that. We give you 6 bolts. The bolts that bolt these brackets on here, now these aren't the ones you get in the kit. I've got some nice stainless ones you'll see. They are longer than the original bolts on the door card. So we have got longer bolts on each side, and we've also got these little spacers. If you don't use a spacer, you end up sort of squashing the door card and not transferring the force right back to the door. So these spacers are a good idea, and they go in between. We'll see those. We've got the little thumb screws at the top. We've got the connector bolts and the grub screw, and you'll see we put the grub screw into the door to form, rather than having a female thread, we've got a male thread, and then we can spin that on. So I've laid it all out. So that gives you your 2 top mounts. There we go, and that's it. Oh, and these spacers, we've 3D printed these, and they form the correct spacing, because when you put these brackets on, we've measured exactly the gap you get between the tray and the bracket, and we've divided it in 2, and there you go. And that. So you should have everything you need in the kit. So that's what we will supply. Now, it's not that complicated, is it, bro?
No.
Right. And then we will unwrap this, and we'll have a look what's in here. Now, hopefully, Tyler, this is the same as the one we bought months ago. I bought it off a different listing on purpose to see how Whoa. Right. Okay. Right, we are all done. Right, so these are the two brackets that we modified before, and they've got all this sort of slotty technology and all this, but we don't need any of those. They're gone. Right, what have we got here? Some strappage. Now they're slight. Let's have a look if they're the same length for starters. They don't look too bad. They look the same length, but they're slightly different to ours. Now our straps have got a nice little plastic coating on them, and also they're different at the ends. So these are, but they do look to be the same length. Look, there you go. But there you go. So you've got two straps which you will need. We've got a table. Well, I'll be careful here. Might have to sell this one again. And this one's got a nicer finish than ours, hasn't it, Tyler? It's got a nice ruggedy sort of, what's that? It's like a Raptor paint finish, isn't it? Oh, I like that. I might have this one. And our other one was aluminium. We'll get the magnet out and have a look if that's aluminium. But let's just check it's the same size as this one, because it's all... That looks exactly the same size, doesn't it? Yeah.
Exactly the same.
Right, exactly the same.
Just
Exactly the
materials.
same. Different, yeah, slightly thicker gauge, I would say, as well. I like that. It's even got the holes at the top, look, ready for that. So the one thing you will have to do to this is you will have to drill. The only bit of drilling in the kit is you have to put your template on there, mark those two out, and drill those, and they'll be for your two stopper locations. Right, but we'll do that.
Is it mirrored down the middle?
Is it mirrored? Yeah, it's a good.
Okay.
I was just thinking that, Tylon. Are
Well, not
these
quite,
like,
not
no,
quite.
these edges are closer than these.
So there is a back and
Now,
front.
you want to put, it's a good point, Tyler, you want to put this one on the hinge side, because you're getting quite close to the door here, and if you put that bigger distance on the hinge, you will be rubbing the door. So yeah, good point, Tyler.
And these holes we want on the outside then.
And then, oh yes, so yeah, so you know, and then you get your, it's all a perfect plan, Tyler. I'm sure we did that by chance when we did it before. But there we go. So yeah, so hinge side, top side, so your holes you'll want to drill will be when you put this. We could even get the template. Shall I get Zach to get the template and make it with he could put two little arrows to the little holes, couldn't he?
Yeah.
So that you know you're not on the wrong side. Right. Okay. Right, so we will now put our car back to standard, and we will join you and we will do the fitting of this kit. Most of you have seen the other stuff, but that's the kit. Right, next part, fitting. Right, so we have got this back to its original specification. So you will be greeted by something similar to this. Right then, Tyler, you've worked this out. So what we got? Torx.
T30.
T30. So we're going to need to take these two out, because that's where our stoppers are going to go.
Yeah.
And these two out, but that's it, isn't it?
Yeah.
So there we go, we can zip those out. Right, keep those safe, because when you sell your car, you want to put those back on. Right then. Right, what should we go for first? Let's go for the Allen key bits first. Right then.
Bits.
So, on these little grub screws, I think these are called, you have got a little hexagon there and a little, so we can spin those into there. I'll get myself a little. You're all ready for me, aren't you, Tyler? Brilliant.
It's a 3.
It's a 3, is it? Right, we're going to you want to go halfway in.
But I think when you put the nuts on, they're going to tighten that as well sometimes.
Yeah,
aren't
yeah.
they?
But you need to, the trouble is if you don't go enough, well, I've got to leave enough thread to get that in. So I should be fine either way, shouldn't I? Yeah, as long as I'm in there. Now actually, I'm going to say, let's add a washer on here as well, Tyler, because it'll spread the load a bit. Yeah, we'll add 2 little M6 washers. It'll just spread the load a bit better. That's neat. screw those up fairly tight, aren't we? Because that's what's holding the door card on there.
Yeah.
There we go. So that's going to give us our standoffs. Brilliant. Right. Okay. Let's put the hinges on. So the hinges are curved. So there's a left and a right hand one, and the curve should match the curve on the door. Right. Put the bolt in and put the spacer over it like that. Right, and before I do that too much, I'm probably better off doing the other one as well, aren't I? While I can still manoeuvre the hinge. There we go. What are we?
It might be a 4. If they're that, they're a 4.
An Allen.
Yeah, Allen is 4.
Don't worry that these don't match the other screws, because you can't see the other screws when the table's on. And we picked these because they're stainless steel and they've got a nice flanged head, which will keep it nice and low profile. Oh, that's the camcorder off again. It's the sheep set the camcorder off.
It's in motion.
Right, there we go. Right, I'll whoop the other side on, exactly the same. Right, so now we've got a drill. This is the only bit of drilling. And we've got a drill. So this is the tray you've bought off Amazon or another platform. Right, and it goes in. Now make sure that these arrows point to this hole here. And this should be the one with the bigger distance from the edge, because this is the hinge side. This is the top side. There we go. That should be on the left. Because it is different as well. So let me just have a look here. So when that is on there, like so, that will be on the left. So that is correct. Right, centre punch. That glass table's going to break one day.
Probably lasts forever.
That one's alright. A bit squiffy that one. He's alright. Right, what drill are you going to go for, Tyler?
6.5.
So you're not giving us... You've got to get it exactly right.
Yep.
Here we go.
Right, we'll drill it out again.
I'm going to say, I'll put the template on there. I can't see where my... Yeah, that's aluminium. We never did get the magnet, did we? It's nice and soft. Magnet. It is indeed aluminium. You're right there, Tyler.
Yeah.
Of course.
Trying to be as quiet as possible.
Right. So that should now be ready to fire into there. So let's get I've displaced them, Tyler. Right then. Well, that goes through there. Now actually these spacers that we 3D print in, one edge has got a little bit of they almost go on and hold themselves, don't they, Tyler?
Almost threaded.
Almost threaded accidentally. But for that first one, that'll be handy, won't it?
Yeah.
Because that can hold itself there when I get the other one. Now I guess if you were super keen, should we be super keen, Tyler? Should we put the ties on here first, so that it's all ready to sort of hang? Because otherwise I'm going to sort of leave this hanging, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll probably go down alright, it'll be alright. I'm overthinking it, Tyler, again.
Not going to leave it hanging.
And yeah, those spacers should be exactly the right length, he says. There they are. That's it. There you go, you can leave him hanging. Right, let's get the nuts and tighten those up. Right, so now we have a sort of friction compensated shelf there, which is good. The bolts are just long enough. They're just, I'm in two minds. The trouble is, if I go up another 5mm, they'll stick out loads. So I think that's neat enough. Let us know. Right. So on the strops, it's important to look. You've got one side which is flat, and the other side's got a little step in it. So it's got to go on the inside of the hinge and on the outside of the table. So as you put it up, it then folds onto the inside. So we can put that right against there. Now, we'll try it on the middle step. Now, this kit's actually come with M5, hasn't it, Ty?
Yeah.
So let's have a look what these little Oh, these bags. Do not like these bags. Right, there we go. Right, so we've got a selection of, they're quite nice, quite nicely finished nuts these come with, aren't they? Right, so I'm gonna go through the middle one. I'm gonna put that one on the inside, and then I'm gonna put, again, they're nylox, so we don't need to do them tight because we want these little cables to swing along, don't we?
Yeah.
Swing freely. We'll do that up in a minute. There you go. There are some spare washers there if we need them. Now, obviously, we've got to make sure we get, again, the flat side onto that. That's it, yeah. Get the nylock the right way around. Okay, that's looking alright, isn't it? Right, we'll get the other one of these on. Right, so this kit has come with some rock hard bits, not these rubbery bits. Because these rubbery bits were genius. They fitted over there, but you don't actually need them, as Tyler's pointed out. That was just me getting carried away before. So you can see we've got those there. We haven't tightened the nuts yet. Right, so if you've got rubber bits, you can fit them. If not, it won't rattle because you'll screw it up tight. When I fold them up, I always just tuck these straps inside the table there, and then when you go up, now that's going to be the moment of truth. Do our holes line up with the?
Do they need a drill?
Do they need? Tyler got a bit carried. Oh no, it looks good. I think 6.5 was a little ambitious, Tyler.
Exact.
Precision engineering. Yeah, I'm not sure my drilling's as good as your. Yeah, we're a little bit out on this one, so we're just going to file that one out. But having said that, you can sometimes move those a little bit. Let's have a look. Loosen that one. I think you're just going to, every time you're camping, you're going to, unless we drill a slightly bigger hole, Tyler.
Yeah.
Let's drill those out to 7 or 7.5 and see how we could do then. Right, we've drilled those out a fraction and they line up fine now. There we go. Defender picnic table done. Good luck with that. Top tip, when you put those down, you can either put them back or there's this handy little pot there to keep them in while you're all set up. Right, there you go. Good luck. Happy camping.